Bull camper in the right place at the right time.
Joe Rose, touchdown Miami!
Welcome back to Out to Pasture. Joe Rose, Kim Camper, and look who showed up. The great, wonderful John Offerdahl, the pride of Western Michigan University.
That's right. I'm a Bronco. Hey, I was just back to Western.
You were
making fun of me.
I just love being around you. I love being around
California
you.
somewhere, didn't
I
you?
know,
Anyway,
with Cal. He went with all the hippies and cows.
Let me tell you, I went
smoking
back.
weed and doing
Cheap
all
pot,
that
all the cheap
and whatnot
pot
up
stuff.
there.
I knew that was coming.
All right, Western Michigan Broncos, Kalamazoo, Michigan. I was just back there for the Central Western big competition game.
Big game.
And I
got the
tell you what,
homecoming
I
game?
got treated like a king.
Well, of course.
Well, you
I'm
should.
60 now. They're looking for some money,
That's
maybe.
right. Oh, boy, we're all doing that now. All the schools.
Speaking of money, we got to talk about our great sponsor, Ed Morris, Sawgrass Auto Mall, Cadillac, GMC, Chevrolet, Buick. I go back and forth caddies and Chevy. Joe, you're a Chevy guy all the time,
What
right?
about my 15 Tahoe? Man,
Yeah.
I love those Tahoes.
Yeah.
I do. Nice and big and comfortable.
I got a Chevy Traverse.
Do you?
Yeah.
Hottest
there.
car they have, one of the hottest cars they have right
Yeah.
now.
I
That
love it.
Traverse, that
I
midsize,
love it.
Johnny,
good looking.
I'm 71 years old. I went electric, man. I got a Cadillac Lyric. Beautiful car.
That's great.
Beautiful
My
car.
son went. The age isn't affecting your
No,
body
I'm
decision.
progressive, man. I'm progressive, John.
Is that what it is you are?
No, it means I don't have to go to the goddamn gas station
Yeah,
every 3 days.
that's true.
Plug it into my house, and I'm
That's
good to go.
right.
You know,
Good-
that's
good
all
point.
it is. So anyway, hey, look, great sales, great service. Our good friends at Ed Morris Sawgrass Auto Mall. You got to get out there. So let's get back to Johnny. So you know, I'm gonna go from the first time that I met John. He got drafted you were drafted in the second round. We didn't have a first round pick, and you held out.
I did.
You held out
Preseason.
you held out, and I remember we made a trip to Swanee, Georgia, to go practice against the Atlanta Falcons, and you got in the day before that game, the day before
practice,
the
yeah.
day before we left.
Yeah.
You were with us on the plane, and you got so John comes out, put him in the middle linebacker position day one, and I'm sitting there. It's my last year in the league, and I'm sitting in huddle, and John comes in and we're going, who the hell is this guy? You know. Walks in there, calls the first defense and says, hey, you go there, you go there. He knew where everybody on that defense was supposed to be at the time.
I just got
first play,
follow up.
and there was a lot
Yeah.
of veterans, a lot of aged veterans in that.
There's
in
a
that
lot of
huddle.
bees on
Right?
that huddle.
Hey, John, watching that at Swanee, it was one of the most incredible things for a guy that just got there that Bo remembered that and go, Bo, we're talking about, it all started because we're talking about finding your top picks that can come in and make an impact right away. Yeah. And we start talking about, you did it before we even got to the regular season. You dominated that scrimmage against you did. You're making tackles all over the place, and Bo and I were talking about it. So
Yeah.
I remember a guy named Bill Fralick.
Yeah.
Remember a guard?
Yeah.
It was
Good
an
fit.
Outland Trophy
a
winner.
big
right?
guy, Dan Marino guy, yeah.
And he was on Atlanta, and
Yeah.
he was maybe a year ahead of me, and I was up against him on one-on-one hamburger drills.
Yeah.
I mean, they did that back then
yeah.
in practice, and I was so aware that this was the kind of the moment where I either, earn the spot or fail, and I think I earned it, but it was just, I mean, we've done hamburger drills before in practice.
But you're going against a really
and
good
this
player.
is probably
and you knew it.
one of the better players in the league. And
Yeah,
I knew
no doubt.
it, so it was kind of a moment where you kind of feel like you establish yourself. I think you're exaggerating a little bit, Bo. I know you exaggerate a lot, Joe.
I might exaggerate a little bit, but you dominated that. It was unbelievable.
But it was a great opening weekend for me in the NFL. And I was fortunate because there were a lot of seasoned people around that team.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like there wasn't wisdom and experience and some legacy on that team that I could kind of walk into and appreciate. And I did. It was great. The sad thing is those bees left pretty fast.
Yeah,
and they
well,
left us with a little bit of a void.
You know, when you're a bee, you sting. If you lose that stinger, you don't last very long.
You got one shot.
You only got one shot.
I saw the good of the killer bees, and you're right. In their prime, They dominated. They were good. They were stinging a lot of people.
You got to make the best
no
of it.
question about that.
So John, you talk about an incident like that. So you go to the Senior Bowl or the Pro Bowl or the Senior Bowl. You go to the Senior Bowl, and again, a legendary story from John Offerdahl. How many times did you stop Bo Jackson on the goal line?
Yeah, so I stopped him twice on the goal line, right? And one in the field on 4th down, which is amazing. Right. But I got to tell you the story because I can do this, right?
No, absolutely.
So I get called from the East-West game right after the game, literally packing up. Hey, John, there's an opening on the Senior Bowl. We'd like for you to come down. I'm like, oh, this is where the NFL coaches are actually coaching the game. Absolutely. So I come down there, and the whole week I kind of established myself. I find out that I'm going to start, be the signal caller. And then the day before the game in shorts, we do a walkthrough. And it was goal line walkthrough. Yeah. And they said, John, we're really not going to practice this, but we picked you out to do something that you're just going to have to trust us. Yeah. Right. And that is on a snap of the ball, Bo Jackson on the other side is going to jump over the guard center gap. And you have to literally jump before you see this play so you can meet him at the top. Wow. 3 times in that game, that situation came up. I was called, and I jumped without ever seeing Bo Jackson. Yeah. And literally every time
he's there.
And I get him.
Yeah.
Because I call it the leap of faith because I had no reason to do that. If he wasn't there, I would look like the biggest fool, right?
Yeah, but
across.
But he's strong, he's powerful, how fast you were aware of all that.
And they knew that if he was stopped once, he was going to do it again because he couldn't be denied, right?
Yeah.
So it was just you talk about a game and a play that changed my life. Yeah, there was a photographer who took that picture on the goal line. It's got the goal line. It's got all these collegiate helmets, and there's Western Michigan and Bo Jackson right at the top.
Wow.
Yep. Awesome. I stepped on a couple people to get up there. It was great.
That's all right.
You do a lot more things back then, John. It's not a problem.
I keep my feet on the ground now.
So, John, you came from the East-West Shrine game. We all played in the East-West Shrine game. That was a picnic, right? That was a picnic game, right?
Compared to the Senior Bowl.
I mean, practice-wise.
I don't know what the Senior Bowl, but that was a picnic.
Practice-wise, no pads, all that. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it was like for you. So I left from the East-West Shrine game and went to the Senior Bowl. 2-a-day practices, and we're doing like bull in the ring. I mean, you do one. They would the scouts would just go be in a circle. They go, hey, bow camper, so and so, and you kind of squeeze your way through one-on-one drills. Okay, next. Yep. And it was so. Wow. I told the story before. I went there, and we had a guy from UCLA came in. It was my roommate, and the first time I met him, and so we come back from practice one day. He goes, man, what the fuck was that? And I says, I thought this was an all-star game. I thought they're just gonna, go with no shorts, pads and everything, shorts and stuff. And I go, I don't know if that's what we're gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I woke up the next morning, gone. He had cleaned it. He took all his clothes, and just left. Wouldn't come back and do it. And I said, man, this is I think I'm getting into a crazy business right now, man.
Hey, I got to tell you, you've seen how the game's changed, right? No more 2-a-days.
Oh, I don't know how.
You cut the 3-a-days, even the third one at night. Yeah. And today, how different. What's it like for you? I always wonder, because he's going to be a grumpy old man with everything that's being done, with the practices, the music, everything, and how different it is. What are your thoughts?
The first thought is I don't think I could play in this league at this time because I played a different game. I used my head as kind of like a weapon, right? I mean, it was what kept people off me is for me to hit a forehead against an offensive lineman or a running back, and not to even practice that. I mean, the challenge for me would be back then we'd practice it, would be skilled at it, game ready, albeit a little tired going into the game and beaten up. Now they don't do that practice. I can't imagine how you can go from 0 to like 100 miles per hour without practicing at least 80%. Right?
It's about being healthy now. They want to make sure everybody's healthy for that opener. Where shoes wanted to make sure you were game ready. You'd already seen the goal line in the 3rd and longs. And
but there's another thing to that too. Now I think the injuries they get now are due in part to that you don't practice.
I would love to see a comparison
because those long training camps we had. you were almost leather by the time you got to the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could withstand.
You're ready.
You're bruised.
Yeah.
But now it's
faster though.
Yeah.
Today's
I know it's a whole different thing. But let's kind of got ahead of
like
ourselves.
that subject.
So John, 5-time Pro Bowl, 3-time All-Pro, NFL co-defensive player of the year, your rookie year. Man, what a career you had. Did you ever imagine that? Where'd you go to high school?
Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
We're over 500 at Fort Atkinson. Went on a half a scholarship to Western Michigan.
Yeah.
Jack Harbaugh was the new coach.
Yeah.
He recruited me. Had a great experience with him. Apart from my first year, never over 500. Then I came to the Dolphins, and quite honestly, we struggled for those first 8 from 86 to 90, getting over 500. So I'd never really had a background of like conference championships or state championships. I came from a small school, and my story is I had 4 older sisters. I played the French horn. Coach Madison from Western came to recruit me, and that's what he wrote on his recruiting sheet. Has 4 sisters, plays the French horn, and then in big letters, recruiters walk on.
Yeah.
And I got recruited with a guy named Lance Leopold from a sister, like a neighboring city. Lance Leopold and I both got half scholarships. We went to Western. Lance, the first day, said, "This is too hard." Got his dad to pick him up. Left me, and I would have gone with him in a second because it was way too hard for me. Yeah. And now Lance Leopold is the head coach for the Kansas City or the Kansas college.
So I heard a story about.
How about that? Ditching me though, right?
I heard a story about this in high school, and you've got to tell me if it's right or wrong. Now, you said you played the French horn. So someone told me on your homecoming game that you actually took your helmet off, went and played with the band. You still had your shoulder pads and your pads on, and you went and played your French horn during.
Is that true?
That was JV game.
Oh, the JV game.
Because I was a really good French horn. It's much better than a varsity football player.
Sprint it over.
I worked my way up first. And
the team's in going through all the meetings, and you're playing.
So someone else told me that in your team, when you'd get a big play, they would put what were you guys? You said what were you the Bears or the?
We were Blackhawks.
A Blackhawk. They put and yours they would put a French horn. They had a little sticker, and the more French horns.
That would be good. Hey, I tell you what. So this is a great story. This is a short story too. I married Lynn, my wife, and her dad was a band teacher, right? And so when I retired, they got me dressed up. And in my outfit, my uniform, Miami Dolphin uniform, and I had a French horn in it. And I, just gave him one of these, right? And then they gave me this picture that says, "Be a player." And he hung that in his band.
Right, in the band room?
In the band room for the next 10 years. And I was like, that is a great campaign for athletes because athletes can do drama, they can do acting, they can do arts, they can do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but too many times you have to separate this, and they can't do both. Yeah, you can. So I was I missed the opportunity to really go big with that, but that was a marketing opportunity.
I got to go forward because there's some stories I really want to hear about, and I know Bo's got a lot. We could keep you for about 9 hours. You played for Don Shula like we did. Were you ready? You'd been warned probably how tough he could be. Was it even tougher than you thought? Because I know it was for me coming out of Cal.
Yeah. Yes. So, Joe, one of my stories about you is that you had me as a rookie on your radio show, and I came on and you weren't too happy with Coach Shula, and you were still playing on the team, and I was like shocked.
We didn't do great at the end of the
I was shocked.
I walked out of the hospital
Coach
too.
Shula.
Yeah. I walked out of the hospital. It was a little rough at the end there.
Another experience like that was we were playing against the Raiders or some team with Matt Millen, and Matt Millen made a tackle on Shula, on our side, and he made the tackle, and Shula just came up and started effing him and swearing at him. And I was shocked because I never saw a coach swear at an opposing player just for the fun of it.
I bet you Matt Millen effed him right back.
Matt
Millen didn't take shit from anybody, for sure. I got to ask you. So you do tell a story, if you don't mind telling it, because you're a good Christian guy. You are. And he got after you pretty good with some bad words. and you realize, can you tell this?
I almost start crying now. Bill, I'll tell you, Baumhauer
Believe me, we've all been there, man. We've all been there.
Baumhauer was right next to me in our locker room. His locker was right next to me. And, Bob was, I don't even think Bob played my rookie year. He was getting over an injury, right?
I think so,
It was his last year, and Bob's was a great killer nose tackle. And anyways, he was kind of coaching me up through the whole year, saying, John, you just got to chill out a little bit. You're never going to make it past a couple years. Anyways, I played a game in the middle of the season, and I got hurt, and I kept playing, but it was hurting. It was hurting bad. And it was a contusion on my arm, and my whole arm started blowing up big time. And I kept playing, and finally we were getting beat. So they took me out, got me x-rayed up, came in after the game to Coach Shula, and Coach Shula goes, so, Doc, what's the prognosis? And the doc says, well, he's going to be out for about 3 weeks in a full arm cast. Right. And he looks at me, and he says, you gall-darn effing just got over your ankle, and now you have to screw up your arm. And he swore at me. And I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to do. So, it just crushed me. Because the whole reason I'm playing is kind of like, right? You play for the pride of your team. Yeah. So I walk back, and the whole next week, Bob is sitting there going, John, you just got to chill out. Don't do it. I go, I'm doing it. I'm going in to see Coach Shula.
Oh, you want to go back in?
No. He went to
you went back in?
I was so burned up that I had to face Coach Shula. Right. And so he goes, don't do it. I said, I'm doing it. So I walk in. You remember the old college.
I call it the Green Mile, walking down that.
Go ahead. I want to hear how this went.
And the lady, the secretary, lets me go through, and Coach Shula, I open up the door. He goes, "Go ahead, sit down." He goes, "So what do you got?" And I said, "Coach, I never want to be sworn at again." And he looked at me and he goes, I didn't effing swear at you.
Yeah, he forgets.
He said, you need to get out of here. And I took my tail and I put it between my legs.
But you got that out. Like, you don't want to, I don't want you to curse at me.
Yeah, I got it out. Yeah. And Bob said, I told you shouldn't have gone. And I was like.
but he forgets about it.
He does.
Oh, it's over with him.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it either, as I had tears in my eyes coming home.
We all have had them. But the thing about it, and I'm going to give Coach Shula credit, is he was the type of coach, and I had one in Coach Harbaugh in college, that got the most out of me. I would have never done some of that stuff without somebody just, I don't know.
No, you like playing. I like playing for Coach Shula.
Look, I think everybody has played for Coach Shula's had the same.
He pushes you behind you get pissed off, but you do it.
But when you look back, you go, man, we won a lot of games. Yeah. And we did, and we played well, and we did. Because, the one thing I'm sitting in the sidelines looking, because I'm looking at these games these days, and I go, no one's doing the details. No. They're just doing, they want to be flashy and this and that, but do the hard work, do the details. Yeah. And there's very few teams that do it these days. Yeah. And so, but back then you knew you were going to be ready to play a football game, and you were going to be able to give it the best because they'd have those little, you get your playbook and have those like little coaching points, right, for everything. That just made you just enhance what you were doing.
Do you think that?
But boy, I'll tell you, he could throw it at you pretty damn good.
Push you. Yeah. I mean, I think specifically getting players to do something beyond their abilities. Yeah. And then having other people see that and say, if he's doing that, I'm going to do it with him.
Exactly.
He was going to have you mentally prepared for every situation. Sometimes it was that extra practice, called the grab ass practice, because that last one he'd get guys, hey, focus on this. We're going through all the blitz breakoffs and all those things. But you're ready.
It almost as a team became, it was us against him. So your guys in the locker room, they're your guys, right? Oh, you should have heard what he just told me. Oh, that son of a bitch. Yeah. But then so now you retire, and he retires, and you come back a couple years later, and you become friends.
Yep.
He became. I think for all of us,
it was good.
Yeah. You saw a flip. Yeah. And the idea was he told me one time. I said, Coach said something. Why were you so? He says, look. I knew I was going to have to cut you at some point, and I didn't want to have a relationship. I wanted to have distance to where if I needed to cut you or somebody else, I didn't want my relationship to step in between what I knew I had to do.
Yeah.
And so it made sense. From then on, I think from the time after I played a couple years until we lost him, I had a very good friendship with him.
Yeah. Leadership works two ways.
Yeah.
Everybody can love you and it works, and everybody can hate you and it works. In between is where there's problems.
Yeah.
So I think he had most of our players, if not all of them, on the same side, looking at him and saying, "You're grinding me."
Yeah. There was respect, but there was intimidation and the ability knowing that you could be released at any time if you got in that situation. So I like John. I got stories, and you've accused me through the years of exaggerating. Which hurts me a little bit. No, I can't believe that.
That's
anyway,
a compliment.
I never exaggerate.
No, not you. I love one day you came in the locker room and you go, "Hey, try these," and see a bagel. Go, "Hey, I'm getting ready to open up this thing," and I said, "John, I'm going to eat this. I don't mind eating it because you're handing it's free. I'm going to tell you something. Why are you doing this?" He goes, they're bagels, but they're flavored bagels. I think it's going to do really well. I go, "John, I remember telling you like yesterday, John, you realize all of us, all the guys play football, we're going to lose all our money by making bad decisions in business. You're not a business guy. I know you're smart. You're a smart guy coming up. I saw what they said about you when you got here. But, John, this is a mistake, man. These bagels, we got a lot of guys making a lot of money. This bagel thing's been around South Florida for a long time." Go, no. Anyway, it's really good. It was like I called it a dessert bagel at the time. What a dumbass I was. You did pretty well with that thing.
Harvey Green was also on your side. He was our PR and media guy, and he said, "What are you doing?"
Harvey's a bagel aficionado, right?
Yes, he is.
Hey, it's got to be a Brooklyn bagel.
Right.
I got to get the water from New York.
Yes, that's right.
Now every time he sees me, he always highly recommends that I don't do what he
what he recommends.
Right. Don't listen.
So talk about that transition, because that was while you were still playing.
Yeah.
And
I started that. Can I tell you how I started?
Sure.
So I started that because I knew I was going to be holding out for a second contract.
Yeah.
Long story. The owner.
Joe Robbie.
Wayne Huizenga?
Joe Robbie.
Yeah.
Okay.
They signed me to a 3-year plus an option. They promised me at the time of signing that if I was playing above my pay rate, they would renegotiate.
Oh, they told you that too?
Yeah. I believed it. You know me. I'm from Wisconsin, Miami.
You guys.
So after my third year, I said, "Well, let's go."
Yeah.
And they said, "No, we're going to hold your option." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to be held to my option." So we put our business plans and ideas together for a alternative career.
Right.
And we did a business plan. I have some good stories behind it, but bottom line is we were ready to open it up, but I was hoping to come back on the team. I don't know if you guys remember, but you were probably gone maybe by 19. It was probably 1990.
Right.
But I held out 7, 8, 9 games that year.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I held out 9 games, and then came in on the 10th game. And I think to the league's acknowledgement, I still made the Pro Bowl. Wow. Because they saw something that was so out of line. Yeah. I was the 28th played player on my team the year that I held out.
Salary wise.
And after then I'd made 3 straight Pro Bowls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So John,
anyways, where was that going?
So talk about
I like that. I like that better than making all those damn bagels.
So kind of talk, because I tell you what, when Offerdahl Bagels they blew up.
Yeah.
Look, for one, you were probably the best player on that football team, or close to it, on that football team. You'll play with Marino.
But it doesn't hurt to be playing them
but I mean,
in the NFL.
you're an active player in the NFL, and you've got a company, and not only a company, a great product within that company. Yeah. And you were an organized guy, and those things came spitting out. And I mean
that thing come together.
The locations,
quickly.
and so that had to be a great springboard. And so just talk about how that helped out and where you went to.
Well, so I re-signed. In the year I re-signed, we had done all the preparations to open up a store. So we went ahead and opened up our first store. It was in Weston. It was called Offerdahl's Bagel Gourmet. And it was focusing on all these different varieties of bagels, like flavorful bagels, flavorful cream cheeses, and pretty much sandwiches. And from that moment, we had a line out the door pretty much all morning and all afternoon. And we quickly realized it, brought some talent in, and was fortunate in talent because talent's a big part of the game. Yeah. And we grew to about 11 stores by the time. From 1990 to 1994, which was a lot, but it was the right thing. And by that time, Wayne Huizinga, Nelson Pels, Scott Beck, these were the people that were looking at our industry and our business and made a decision to put offers into our business. I actually made the stupidest business move ever by telling Wayne, I'm going to go with another person. Wayne, that was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Wow. Because years later, him and I were on a speaking. We were speaking together, and he said, "John, what would you do again if you ever had to make another business decision?" And he was setting me up. Yeah. I said, "You know the answer." I would have sold it to you.
Mr. H, I'd have gone to you in a heartbeat.
But there goes that the Offerdahl's bagels became really what now is Einstein Bagels.
Yeah.
I think there was they took a company from the East, Midwest, and West, combined them all into Einstein Bagels.
Yep, they took 3 founding companies and repackaged it with an Einstein, went public, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it was, at that time I was 28, 29. That's a lot of learning and a lot of, I was retiring from football and kind of retiring from the bagels because I had a 5-year non-compete.
Yeah, but you're unlike most guys. You were forward thinking about what you were going to do afterwards.
Yeah. Which is even better, by the way. The next concept, people love.
Yeah, and then you went in I can't do the thing. My fingers don't work. I can't do the little prongs and
the gridiron grill. That's my signature pose.
That's
really what is this? A spatula?
A spatula and a fork.
You got to have the tools in your body, so I had to make them up. Well, actually, that was an event. I actually opened up another restaurant. Yeah. There are in life, you don't always hit the right thing at the right time. We hit the bagels at the right time, at the right place, with the right professional football behind us. The second time around in the restaurant business, we didn't hit the right thing. And it's been a 20-year challenge to kind of find your feet and kind of try really hard to articulate who you are now, especially when you're changing. So it's a business case study, quite honestly, in marketing and finding the right thing at the right time versus being a little late or a little early to something.
So from a business standpoint, you've also always been a compassionate guy.
Mm-hmm.
We got involved in when COVID hit. You and I got involved with the help of Mr. Ross, doing some work and getting food out. And now you're kind of transitioning into a similar type of deal that is a business, but it's a compassionate business, and it's trying to help people in need.
Yeah.
Tell us about it a little bit.
Kim, it actually started with Stephen Ross.
Yeah.
During COVID, when the crisis hit South Florida and no one was driving, remember the streets were empty, Stephen Ross said, hey, we're going to fund the existing restaurants, alumni restaurants, to help feed the people around the stadium and healthcare workers and hospital, right? But especially the people around the stadium. And that was a saving grace for our restaurants because we gave employment to our people and we got food into the marketplace. And it was weekly meals. That was the beginning of our Handoff Meals program that we're currently doing through a government contract. Mm-hmm. Most people know of them as Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Well, because we were delivering restaurant quality fresh food, not frozen, and we had a lot of locations of which to produce and distribute that, we have been able to carry that forward and actually get the contract for the county of Broward, and now we call it Handoff Meals for seniors. So it's we have another 3.5 years on our contract. It's a great thing to be involved with because all of our constituents or our clients are seniors now. Unlike before during COVID where they're everybody.
Right.
This is now seniors. And, it's kind of awakened me to a hidden population that is really vulnerable. Seniors
no doubt.
who are, needs-based and still living at home.
Yeah.
They're trying to make ends meet, and we see amazing stories of people who are just hanging in there, and the food supports them. And what we're doing right now, Kim, is really trying to promote volunteer delivery drivers because we want to have a relationship, a wellness check, an engagement with our seniors that goes beyond just the food for their stomach, but kind of touches the heart of their soul.
Yeah. I know my dad's by himself a lot. It's funny you said that. 91 years old. He'll call, or I'll call him, and I realize he's been by himself all day. Yeah. So that does mean a lot. Having somebody stop by, say hello, talk to him a little bit besides dropping off food.
Yeah. Volunteers have the ability to do that too. We have a huge paid force that is really important to have because they have to get it out there and they have to be counted on. But the more volunteers we can have to create a relationship with our seniors, we feel it's much more wholesome for the seniors.
So at this point, you're reaching out. You're looking for as many volunteer drivers as you can. So how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so Handoff Meals.
I can give you your phone number. I can give you your phone number right
now.
You
can give them my phone number.
Personal cell phone
that
number.
That 800 number that I got. It goes right back to you. No, handoffmeals.com. Handoffmeals.com. And it's a really easy onboarding. We ask for a 6-month commitment, but within 1 week from signing up on our website, we will have a client and you'll be delivering to that person. And it takes about, there's a pickup at our restaurants, and we want more restaurants too. So we're going to be going out and adding more restaurants. And then the restaurant will be very convenient to where you have to deliver it to a senior. Yeah. So it works for the market. I'm very excited about it because it's very different than what's been done in the past. We're really providing fresh innovation to how meals get to seniors. And I think the missing piece and the most important piece is not just the food, but to have it brought with somebody who has compassion and care.
So you're right, because we started this podcast to talk to the older generation, nostalgia and this and that. And we've done mental health. We've had doctors on to talk about that. But so this fits right into our age group category. So can the people that are looking to acquire food, that need food, that have somebody that's by themselves and can't do it, can they go to the same?
Yeah. So there's an aging district in Broward County. Yeah. The aging district is actually called Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC. There's an 800 number for that any senior can call and get on the list. Yeah. And once they get on the list, it's a long list, but they'll make their way up to an assessment. We, as part of our service providership, will do the assessment on the person, qualify them, and then start delivering them meals. Nice. So there's a process like everything in life, and that process is the 800 number for the aging district in wherever you live. In Broward County is its own aging district.
You never slow down, man. The energy level between your company, being involved, still seeing you get out to events. We're on a cruise, and all you and your wife worked the whole time. We're in the other room.
You did too. I think we all got overworked that time.
You're right.
Was Shula on? No, that was Nat Moore.
Nat Moore.
Matt, good move, Matt.
Let's leave the cruise ship part of it out of it.
Has that been spoken to already?
Yeah, let's move on with that thing.
Hey, before I forget too, I always think of this. Bo and I at the stadium all the time for games, being on that ring of honor. That's got to be cool, right?
Yeah,
family.
Really cool.
It's got to be great for the kids to see it too. Yeah. Just a reminder.
Yeah.
Right, of what you've done. It's never going away. It's up there, man.
Yeah. So very humbling. I just want to give you guys a hug. Can I do that? Is this?
Yeah.
Because we don't get to see each other, and we don't get to appreciate each other as much as we should. But I honestly feel just like I was just part of a process. I was fortunate enough to maybe stand out a little bit more. But I tell you what, having the Ring of Honor, the Dolphins are going to celebrate the 60 years this year. Yeah. And they're bringing up 5 players from each decade. And, I just think the Dolphins do a great job of just trying to hold on to the legacy.
The alumni, they're great. Let me tell you, Nat Moore and the
Yeah.
organization and Tom Garfinkel obviously supports it. It's really been good.
Yeah. John, man, it's been great having you, man.
Are we done? I thought we were at
done.
halftime.
No, we're done. We're done.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got to go to bed.
Boy, you're good, man. You go.
I'm just trying
Is
to
this
catch up to
caffeine
you.
or you
I'm
just
trying to
you're
No,
catch
just
up.
a
I
natural
got to
high?
think about that, John. You a coffee drinker? You used to have good
Oh, I
coffee
do.
at the.
I do.
You drink too much, maybe?
Before 12, at 12, I try to
course
slow
you
down,
do.
but I'll have my 4 o'clock.
So, John, you're one of those guys. You're one of those guys, much like Joe and I, who, after coming from somewhere else, we came from California, you came from Wisconsin, that chose to stay here.
Yeah.
Was it you're happy about the decision?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, I have a place up in Michigan,
Sure.
kind of close to where I went to college, and
Yeah.
right next to my wife's parents, that I love to go back to, but I love to go back to for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't live there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I live here. Thank goodness.
Oh,
All right.
John, thank you, bud.
Joe
Thank
Rose,
you,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Kim Webcast.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
The
bless you
great
guys.
John Offerdahl. That's going to do it for Out to Pasture. Remember our good friends at Edmore's Sawgrass Auto Mall, where you can get Cadillac, GMC, Chevrolet, Buick. You can also, don't forget, handoff.com, right? If you're looking to drive
Sign
around,
up.
looking to be ready to bring some joy to some elderly people.
Look forward to your signups, guys. Handoff Meals.com.
There you go.